Hello class 8 student. So are you all ready for your physics class? Children, but before starting, I want to tell you one thing that now there is a little change in my mail ID. My new mail ID is this. See, dvpa johri 1989 physics 7 to 10 @gmail.com. Earlier it was 8 to 10. Now you have to type 7 to 10. So children, please send your assignments in this mail ID only. Okay. So we were doing chapter number 1, matter, in which in my last video I explained you the definition of matter and the characteristics and composition of matter. Now you know matter exists in 3 states: solid, liquid and gas. And the properties of solid, liquid and gas can be distinguished in terms of 3 main terms. I told you, one is the intermolecular space. Okay children, the space between the molecules of a body is known as intermolecular space. Second one is the intermolecular force of attraction. The force of attraction between the molecules of a body is known as the intermolecular force of attraction. And the third property on the basis of which we can identify whether it is solid, liquid or gas is the kinetic energy of the molecules. Kinetic means motion. The energy possessed by the molecules in motion is known as the kinetic energy. Now, let's begin with the molecular model of solid. Now, each solid is supposed to be made up of very tiny particles called molecules, which are supposed to be rigid balls. Very small rigid balls it is made up of. See example of solid. Now, what are the characteristics of a solid? A solid has a definite shape and a definite volume. Now, why does a solid has a definite shape? Definite means fixed. If I keep the solid in the beaker, the shape will remain same and it will occupy the same volume in this beaker. So, it has a definite shape and a definite volume. The reason is that the intermolecular spacing in a solid is very less, almost negligible. Very less spacing they have between the molecules. And since spacing is less, so the intermolecular force of attraction is too high. It is very much because less space, more force of attraction. More space, less force of attraction. So in a solid, the intermolecular spacing is the least and the intermolecular force of attraction is the most. Also, since they have no space to move around, so they only vibrate. They are not fixed. They are in constant motion we earlier studied. So they only vibrate about their mean positions, about the initial position. They cannot move here and there. That is why a solid always maintains its shape and volume. Solid has a definite shape and a definite volume. Intermolecular spacing is least. Intermolecular force of attraction is the most. And kinetic energy is also the least because they cannot move from one area to the other area. Now, talking about liquid. Suppose this is a liquid. So, in this container, it is having this shape. If I transfer it to the other container, it will take the shape of the container. But volume remain same. Volume will not change. That means liquid do not have a definite shape, but they have a definite volume. This is because the intermolecular spacing is more as compared to the solids. The molecules are far apart, and since they are far apart, the intermolecular force of attraction is weak. So the molecules of a liquid can slide over one another and the liquid can flow. That is why liquid is called a fluid, because the molecules can slide over one another and they take the shape of the container. But the intermolecular force is sufficient enough to keep the molecules within the boundary of this container. They cannot leave the container. That is why the liquids have a fixed volume. Shape is not fixed, but they have a fixed volume, and the kinetic energy is also more than that of solid, because the molecules are far apart. They can move here and there in the random motion, but within the boundary of the liquid. They cannot leave the boundary surface. Now, this I have taken a spoonful of salt. Salt is a solid. Now, I will mix in this water and I am stirring it. Now, I note that the level of the water is not rising. It is the same. The original level was also this. Now, on adding salt to it, again the level is this only. The level has not increased. So, what does this prove? This shows that the molecules of the liquid have space between them. That is why the molecules of the salt occupy these spaces between the liquid, and the level does not rise. Now, the third one is the gas. So, what happens in a gas? The molecules can move far apart. I have sprayed a perfume, which is an example of gas, and the smell of the perfume, I can smell it in the whole room. So, why does this happen? The molecules are very, very far apart. The intermolecular spacing is too high, maximum as compared to solids and liquids. So, the intermolecular force of attraction is very, very weak. So, the molecules can leave this area, and they cover the whole space available to them, because the intermolecular force of attraction cannot hold them, and the kinetic energy is also too high. They move in the whole space available to them. Now, the next topic is change of state. You know, matter exists in three states: solid, liquid and gas. And one state can be changed to another state either by changing the temperature or by changing the pressure. So, the process of change of one state to another, either by absorption or by rejection of heat, is known as interconversion of states of matter. Now, I have drawn this flow chart. A solid then absorbs heat, it changes into liquid. So, this process is called as melting. But this change in state always takes place at a constant temperature. Children, this is the key word. Whenever there is a state change, the temperature does not changes, because at that time, during that moment, the kinetic energy of the molecules do not change, and the temperature shows the kinetic change in kinetic energy of the molecules. So, at the time of state change, the kinetic energy remains constant. Therefore, the temperature also remains constant. So, how will you define melting? The process of change from solid to liquid on absorption of heat at a constant temperature is known as melting. And what is the reverse process? The process of conversion of liquid to solid on rejection of heat at a constant temperature, that is known as freezing. And one more thing, what is melting point and what is freezing point? Point means the particular temperature, the constant temperature at which this conversion takes place. That is called melting point or freezing point. So the temperature, the fixed temperature at which the solid changes into liquid, that is called as the melting point. And again the reverse process. Whenever the liquid changes into solid, the constant temperature at which the liquid changes into solid on rejecting heat, that is called as freezing point. And for pure substances, the melting point and freezing point is the same. Like the melting point of ice is 0 degree Celsius. That means at 0 degree Celsius, ice changes into water. And similarly, at 0 degree Celsius only, water changes into ice. Now next is vaporization. The process of change from liquid to gas at a constant temperature on absorption of heat is known as vaporization. And the fixed temperature at which the liquid changes into gas, that is known as the boiling point or vaporization point. And for water, it is 100 degree Celsius. The boiling point of water is 100 degree Celsius. That means when we provide heat to water, then at 100 degrees Celsius it changes into water vapor, which is the gaseous state of water. Now similarly, the conversion, the reverse process of conversion of gas to liquid on rejection of heat is known as condensation, and it also takes place at that fixed temperature. At 100 degrees Celsius only, water vapor changes into water. Now, some substances can directly change from solid to gas. Have you seen naphthalene balls, camphor? Directly they change from solid to the gaseous state. No residue is left behind. So this change is known as sublimation. So what is the definition of sublimation? The process of conversion from solid state to gaseous state at a constant temperature by absorption of heat is known as sublimation. And the reverse process, that means the process of change from the gaseous state directly to the solid state at a constant temperature on rejecting heat, that is known as deposition. Example of deposition is solid carbon dioxide. Now one more very important term, latent heat. The word latent means hidden. Whenever there is a change of state, I have already told you the temperature remains constant. It does not change. Ice at 0 degrees Celsius only change into water at 0 degree Celsius. Then after, once it has all the ice has converted into water, then the temperature of water will start rising. But at that moment when the change of state is taking place, the temperature does not change. So the heat absorbed or liberated during the change of state is not manifested by any rise or fall in temperature. No rise or fall in temperature is shown at that time when the change of state is taking place. That means that heat is called hidden heat. Hence the name latent heat is given to it. So children, this is all for today.